Okay, that's much better. What is going on, world? You are watching the spoiler talk for episode 6, the season finale of Loki. And with us today, we have my cousin Justin, of course.
Hello, everyone. Good to be back. How's it going?
We got Sir Robbie Whitaker in the house.
What's happening, guys?
And we have her lovely sister, his lovely sister,
Wow.
Hey.
Marie.
Hi.
Marie Whitaker. Say what's up to the people.
Hey.
Did you just assume Robbie's gender, dude?
Did you
No,
just,
not at all.
Watch your microaggressions, bro.
It was a slip of the tongue. Shame on me. All right. So now
Where's
we're
the
going to
trigger
jump straight into the meat and potatoes. And that is this right here. First thoughts and impressions of the entire episode before we get to specific moments and observations, because that's going to be really big for this conversation. But first thoughts and impressions, starting with Marie. Ladies first.
Oh my goodness, I love this episode so much. I know a lot of people are mad about it. I loved
I'm actually okay with it.
Every single second of it.
Right.
No, it was so
great.
good. I predicted some things correctly, and it makes me really happy. But it felt like there was just this more balance for this season finale compared to the other two Marvel shows we've seen so far.
Right.
And I think that's why I liked it so much.
Mm-hmm. No, I 100% agree. I was okay with this. I saw a lot of different people that were reviewing this saying, oh, it was too much talking and too much exposition. But to be honest with you, I was okay with it simply because if there's exposition in the show, then they're not going to stuff the movies with exposition, which I enjoy. You know? So if they're going to do any exposition, I'd rather it be on the show.
Yeah.
Because there's numerous
they're
episodes.
building the background now, so the
Yes,
movies can
exactly.
go straight up balls to the wall.
Exactly.
Like, you got your action in the last episode, people. What more do you want?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, they pretty
It
much
was
announced
a
the
fight.
name of the next big project, Multiversal War.
Yeah.
If
There
you
was a
watch it with the
fight,
subtitles, they have both of those words capitalized, like to let you know that's going to be the title going forward.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
every time
intense.
the word multiverse showed up in at least the closed captions on my TV, it was always in bold.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, and it was always, yeah. Capitalization, the whole nine. So, no, I was okay with it. Justin?
Well, first off, I forget the name of that actor who plays He Who
Jonathan
Remains,
Majors.
but Jonathan Majors, that dude killed it. Just
He was
showed up, and from the very
incredible.
first second was just very chill, very just relaxed, and then suddenly, oh shit, he's a badass too.
But here's the thing.
Loved it.
Anytime you come across a villain that acts like that, because, usually you come across the villain that's like stoic and I am such and such, and I am supposed to do this, and this is my purpose.
Right.
This dude was so chillaxed.
Mhm.
And those are the people you need to be more afraid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly, which is what was so good about it. If he's gonna sit there monologuing, he'll be like, okay, this is gonna get boring quick. This guy just sat there and was like, nope, I know you're gonna try to stab me. Would you just stop? You're making a fool of
I
yourself.
already know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
That was
Like, I knew you were going to
very
try to
well
do
done.
that. I knew you were going to say that. It was a masterclass of acting. And I feel like this is just the beginning of many cameos of different versions of his variant.
Yeah.
that makes
Exactly.
Agreed.
It-
Yep.
If the best way I could describe what he's gonna be like is like you've seen the Flash TV show.
Yes.
It's like
Mhm.
Harrison Wells. It's a different version every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're so right. That's a really good way to think about
Yeah.
it.
Do you know what I was thinking? Split.
I didn't
Ooh.
see that.
Yep.
So I don't know what you're talking
Yep.
about.
I didn't see it
Multiple
either, but I know the
personalities.
premise of it. Yeah,
So, but I can't remember the name of the actor. I should remember. Shame on me.
John McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
James
James
McAvoy. sorry.
McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, he had to switch characters on the spot constantly
Yes,
as an
That
actor,
wasn't
and
me.
he did it massive.
that's hard to do.
That is so hard to do.
Someone give this man an Oscar already.
And
Seriously.
to do it so
Right?
seamlessly too. To do it so effortlessly,
Yeah,
it didn't feel out of place.
Not to
It was
mention, he
like
was able to.
what's supposed to happen.
On top of that, he was able to take over Professor X after Patrick frickin' Stewart, and he still nailed it.
Oh, jeez.
The man's a legend.
Yeah, that's something that I would be nervous about. I got to play a young version of that legend.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
like you want to add a layer to that, to like taking on an actor, Will Smith having to take on Robin Williams' role as the genie. Can you imagine that one?
Yeah.
That
would
would
be insane.
But you know what? I think Will Smith was smart because he went the completely different direction of what Robin Williams was. Instead of trying to outdo what that was, he was like, okay, that was Robin Williams' lane. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the hip hop genie in that direction.
and it
Yeah,
worked.
and it worked.
You can't
Yeah,
out Robin Williams. Robin Williams. It's not going to
No,
happen.
You
you
can't.
can't.
it is impossible.
And let's be honest, Will Smith would have been crucified if he would have tried to. Like the
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's why he played it smart. But man, this episode was awesome.
Mhm.
And let me see, we got a comment. Okay, don't know what that is. But what's up, Bobby? Hope all is well. All right. So let's move on to the meat and potatoes. Like I said a minute ago, this is the actual meat and potatoes
You
that we really want to get into, and that is
I think
I got skipted.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
you kind of skipped
my bad.
Robbie.
My bad. Okay, Robbie, go into yours, and then I'll play that video clip again.
I mean, the only thing, like my first impression is I was right. I was right. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
that there was that moment of just realizing that's the actor that plays Kang.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he remains.
Yeah.
I
But
immediately
you see,
As soon as the clock thing said "He who remains," I was like, "Oh shit, he was right."
speaking of the man, I'm gonna save that for the specific moments and observations. I have so many things to say about that. The different stuff during the show, as well as predictions. But yeah, Robbie, go finish your thought.
But watch when I saw He Who Remains was that same actor, I go, they're rewriting the story, and
They
I'm
are.
very much okay with this rewrite.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because now they're saying that He Who Remains is just a variant of
Kang.
Okay.
Kang.
Right.
And a bunch of other conqueror people too. Like he might
they
even play
said-
someone other than
They
Kang.
said who it was without actually saying the name Kang the entire episode.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, some would say I'm a conqueror. He might as well just looked at the screen and winked. Like,
He
come
might,
on.
he might as well broken the fourth wall and said, "Guys, it means I'm really Kang, just in case you didn't catch it."
Yeah.
As soon as he said conqueror, I was waiting. I was waiting for him to just wink to the cameras and be like, "Yeah, you know."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and they could have gotten away with that because He Who Remains it has omniscience. He has the
Yeah.
he's got Deadpool self-awareness without the Deadpool obnoxiousness.
Yeah, exactly. Without the
Well,
sense of humor.
he has a certain level of obnoxiousness to him.
Yeah.
I'm more talking about the comics. The comics, He Who
Fair.
Remains was more supposed to be the embodiment of whoever the writer was of that specific series of comics.
Okay.
Most of the time
Okay.
it was Stan Lee. That's why they chose an old man.
Okay.
And He Who Remains came much later in the series. Stan Lee was much older.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Are you guys ready for what we really want to talk about?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Let's run this back. And Robbie, I'm going to give you the pleasure of starting this off.
The,
Talk to
big,
us.
the biggest thing I noticed was at the very end when Loki's blatantly in the wrong timeline. He's blatantly just ended up in a time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Y'all notice the armor? Y'all notice the armor on Kang?
It's the comic accurate outfit.
Yep.
And it's crazy because he showed up at that timeline getting ready to warn them about this terrible person, but that terrible person already left his mark in that timeline.
And
So
Owen Wilson, Mobius recognized him though. He recognized him as an advisor.
yeah, he did.
No, that's just because of the. I think that's just because of what he was wearing, not so much because of him.
But no, or it could mean that Loki is an advisor in that timeline.
So
I didn't think
we're
about
to see a
that.
double Loki time, like the first
Son of a
episode
bitch,
the
different
season is gonna be
Loki.
a double Loki timeline.
Yes.
Oh.
And it has to be the Tom Hiddleston Loki because otherwise he would have been like, "Who the hell are you?"
Now, here's what I acknowledge that Marvel did, right? They realized that they faked us out 2 times for us to kind of get the assumption that it was going to be a 3rd time. With WandaVision, we just assumed, oh, snap, it's Mephisto. It's Mephisto. Oh, my God. No Mephisto, right? We go to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Nobody's super major and jaw-dropping, right? So we go into this thinking, okay, there's a pattern here. The shows are not going to show anything major that coincides with the movies. So all of us, and me included, because I remember saying this specifically to Robbie, I was like, look, they're not going to include Kang the Conqueror, even though I believe that all the clues point to Kang the Conqueror. I feel like given their track record, they're not going to do it. And they did it. I was like,
they did it.
No, they did not.
They went for it.
I knew they were going to.
And,
Kevin Feige did the cinematic equivalent of "Hold my beer, watch this."
Yeah. And the funny thing was, when that elevator door opened, and they revealed Jonathan Majors, who we already know is cast as Kang. The moment I saw him, I immediately visualized Robbie jumping out of his chair, cheering loudly, saying, "Yes, I told you! I told you!"
They said I was crazy.
They said I was crazy. They said they didn't know what I was talking about. And there he is, right there on the screen.
I mean, I didn't. I've got Charles Barkley's record for predictions.
Okay. But this one, you were like, you were kind of dead on. You're spot on.
Oh. It feels good to finally be right.
That is the look of a man who's just satisfied that he's right.
Yes. Like the fact that he didn't have to say, it was just a sigh of satisfaction. Just, I was right. And now let's point out some little moments here and there. Can everybody agree that out of the entire episode, this part right here, hold on, I really want to show this to you guys. This part right here scared me the most.
I was expecting the statues in that Great Hall to.
Oh yes, yes,
yes! I jumped.
Yo,
it didn't really scare me. I just had this face of, you gotta be freaking kidding me, because I was expecting some badass motherfucker to just jump out of nowhere and like start fighting them, and then it's the clock bitch.
At first, I thought they were trying to reveal the fact that Miss Minutes was behind everything.
Yes,
I was like, what?
Yeah, I was really confused.
Why her? Right? but the fact that like Marvel pulled off a genius jump scare without even meaning to with Miss Minutes.
Question.
Yes.
Who do you guys think Miss Minutes is? Because there's like, I've got to believe she's like
a theory behind Miss Minutes.
I think it's a Wizard of Oz moments. I think she's Oz, and there's a man behind or a woman behind the curtain.
Well, how did she describe herself when Loki asked what she was? I don't remember.
I thought of her more as a Brainiac type thing, like an interactive construct more than.
Oh, you mean like an AI?
Yeah,
yeah.
She said she was part AI and part hologram.
I don't like. Oz also describes himself as the great and terrible.
Do you remember what episode she described herself in?
It was the one where Loki was first starting to get his training, and he was like at his desk
Probably.
watching her.
That's too, yeah.
She was like, "Stop it!
Yeah,
Cut it out!"
Are you even real?
Trying to stab her. Or hit her
Yeah,
with
now
a
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
magazine.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to dig around for that now.
Hmm.
Yo,
Yeah.
Simone, what's going on, Simone? How you doing?
Hey.
I see now. I'm gonna dig for this scene
Yeah.
because now I'm like I'm not gonna be like
See, now we know the whole storyline.
Spread
So
out.
you start again at episode 1, and you'll see a bunch of crap that you missed.
Oh yes, I'm so excited to rewatch
that's
it.
what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do because you get a deeper appreciation when you have all the episodes at your disposal to watch back to back.
Yeah. Especially, I had that with WandaVision. My goodness.
No.
Mhm.
Let's be honest. The real reason you guys want to rewatch it is because you want to see Alligator Loki again.
Yes.
That too. Alligator Loki was
Get
he was
help.
a joy to watch.
Get help with Kid
It was a
Loki.
joy to watch. Although I can't help but feel very sorry for Throg.
Oh, I know.
He's
That
stuck
was
in that.
sad.
He's
Yeah.
stuck in that jar. He's stuck in that jar. Like nobody's helping him. Nobody's getting him out.
And he's
And-
in
and-
the
and
ground. Like
Mjolnir's
he's
right there.
buried.
Yeah.
He's toast.
He's buried, and Mjolnir's right there.
Sucks
It's
to
so
suck,
depressing.
man.
Let me
Don't
see
be
if I-
gullible and get turned into a frog, dummy.
Maybe that's the Thor that little Loki killed.
Oh. I
That's
didn't
rough,
think about
buddy.
that.
Because that that
That's-
way he
yeah,
did
'cause he
that
never
way he killed him,
specified-
but he hasn't really killed him. He's killing him slowly. Because Thor's even
Okay.
without food or water, Thor can probably live for another 100, maybe 200 years. So he's just
Yeah.
gonna be sitting in there trying to get out in vain.
Well,
That's
he
sad.
never really specified.
torture.
He never really
Yeah.
specified which Thor it was. So that could very well be a possibility that it was, it was Throg.
So what's the next Disney Plus series?
What if?
What if? Now, there is, I don't know if it's a theory or if this is like solid, but they're saying that you shouldn't watch What If as an anthology. You should watch What If as a direct result of all of the branches being created. And What If is basically the watcher describing what he's seeing in all of the other branches of reality.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
That's
And
Yeah.
something that kind of broke my heart is that I saw this image of What If saying that it's going to be Chadwick Boseman's last recorded lines as Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
So that's gonna be
T'Challa
heavy.
as Star-Lord. It was like, what if T'Challa was Star-Lord?
Damn.
Yeah.
So
But,
this is how
Get these men a
America.
jetpack.
My theory continues to hold. We are getting a Young Avenger in every single Disney Plus series.
you think so?
Miss Americana Chavez will be the next Young Avenger that they introduce.
Okay, then who came out of WandaVision?
The twins.
WandaVision, Wiccan,
The
and
Twins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the twins.
the twins.
They-
Wiccan and
See, that's
Wiccan
they have
and
to
Speed.
find them though.
Multiverse of Madness. We're
Yeah,
finding them.
True.
there's pictures of them.
That
on
that was
set.
what's going on at the end when she was looking through and you heard them going, "Mom!" So she must have found him.
Yeah. You,
So,
you
yeah,
hear the
that makes
voices in the
sense.
background.
So-
Okay, so I pulled up. Hold on, let me see if I can share this with you guys. I pulled up Disney Plus on a separate screen. Okay. Let's see if she describes herself here.
Okay, y'all. Let's review what we've learned.
Jet ski.
What
Jet
happens
ski.
when a Nexus event branches past red line?
Very bad things.
Come on, Loki. What is it?
It's when the TVA can no longer reset a Nexus event. Okay? Boring.
Right, and that would lead to the destruction of the timeline and the collapse of reality as we know it.
Can you hear me?
It's so
Are you
adorable.
recording or are you alive?
Sort of both. Watch it. Where's your manners? Oh, hey, quit it.
Oh, wait a minute.
That is not nice. Jerk.
You can't hide in the...
That's
Yeah.
all.
Got Dwayne
Dang, I
Hurt
thought she said
coming in.
more than that.
Let's go.
But she's
So
sort
she
of
just
both.
disappears after that.
So
Yeah.
she's
Inside the computer.
she's sort of alive, but she's sort of not. So yeah, she is an AI.
Yeah.
I think there's something more to Miss Minutes. I just
Probably there probably is.
I have this sinking theory or feeling that I don't have a theory of who she is,
Yeah, I have no
but I have a
idea.
sinking feeling there's a lot more to Miss Minutes because she's able to hop through dimensions.
Okay.
True.
Huh.
Yeah, because she can hop back
So
and
you
forth
think-
between the
do you
TVA
think-
and like the tower.
You think it's an actual person that is acting as Miss Minutes, or do you think it's somebody that was turned into Miss Minutes? I don't know. What do you think?
I think
That's the
I think it's more likely somebody acting as Miss Minutes. Like
Okay.
I have a feeling I have a feeling Miss Minutes' importance is going to be much more in the next season. We're also probably not
Okay.
going to get the next season of Loki until after Kang the Conqueror has been introduced in what is it, Ant-Man and the Wasp?
In 2023?
Yeah, that's what I assume.
It's a good
which
while.
makes me depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
That's,
it's going to be
that's why at the end of it, I was severely ticked off when they just did that stamp thing. Loki will be back in season 2. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
I wanted
could've
a post-credit scene. I
Right.
wanted a
That's what I
post-credit scene,
wanted.
Marvel.
I wanted a post-credit scene, and they denied us of it.
I was
So-
unamused.
Yeah, I was mad.
It was this. Oh wait. We got Dwayne Hurt in the building. Hold on. We gotta catch up Dwayne Hurt on everything. Dwayne Hurt.
Dwayne.
What
is happening? So you got a lot of catching up to do, my guy.
He's muted.
D Hurt, we can't hear you, man.
No,
Plug in your
we
mic or
can't
something.
hear you. Come on now.
We're
Don't
blind.
let us down now. We see you. We can't hear you, and we need those awesome Dwayne Hurt sound bites. Okay, he said he'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. But in the meantime, were there any specific moments and observations you want to call out during this episode? I was a little sad
Actually-
that he was like you don't trust anybody and I can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Like that part
That was
part
sad.
impressive because
Yeah.
he genuinely wanted to help her.
Yes. Can y'all hear me?
There he is.
Yeah.
There he
Oh,
is.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm up in here. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you catch up in just a moment. I'm just finishing a thought on
Cool.
when Loki was kind of trying to be genuine and not save, but like look out for Sylvie. And Sylvie was just like, she had her mind made up. She was like, no, I'm killing this man. I don't care. I'm killing him. And that's all there is to it.
Oh, yeah.
And they kissed each other,
Yeah,
which
that
is kind
part,
of
that part,
kind of weird.
We knew that. I seen it coming though. You see,
Yeah,
it,
it
as
was
soon
obvious
as
they
that part
set it
happened, I
up
was just
for
like, I don't know how I feel about that.
it feel
I'm
weird
fine with
though. It do feel weird.
Sweet
you're-
home Alabama.
So technically,
I
is
mean,
he is he
it's-
kissing himself,
Yes.
Is that
or did he find his soulmate that's like him?
No.
so? Okay, here's the real question: if universe, if like the Tom Hiddleston Loki and Sylvie were to hook up, would he technically be like jerking himself off in a sense?
Ins-
That's an
I
interesting
understand.
question.
I am not comfortable with this question. Moving on.
Yeah, No,
That's
skirting right along.
why
He's kissing himself.
It was kind of gross because I was like, that's you. It's a different you, but it's you.
Yeah.
Like, we're. I made the Sweet Home
Yeah.
Alabama joke, but like that's another level.
It's another level. It's definitely
Look,
another level.
Like
Like, there's
Cersei and Jamie
incest.
Lannister hooking up was
There's
this and that.
incest, which is
then they just
gross. Yeah, there's incest, which is gross. But then you have
Is it?
yourself. Wait, hold up.
Is
Stop
it really?
everything. Dwayne Hurt, what did you just ask? Please do. What did you just ask? Please, okay. I'm gonna try not to pass judgment. I'm gonna let you explain yourself.
I'm passing
Please.
complete
My family
judgment.
different over here, boy.
I am passing
Please explain
complete
yourself.
judgments. My sister is in this call. We need to move on.
Yeah. So, Dwayne Hurt.
Ding 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 ding.
We're gonna backtrack just a little bit. What were your first thoughts and impressions of the episode before we move on to specific moments and observations?
The last episode, right? This
Yeah.
episode.
The one that the season finale. Yes.
It was alright. I mean, it stayed on something a little too long. Like, I mean, I thought it was gonna be something different. I didn't think they was gonna bring Kane the Conqueror in there. Like,
knew the
I
whole
don't
time.
think anybody did except for Robbie, and he was right.
because
I've
look,
known that since episode 3.
they teased it. They teased it, and as you watch everyone's reviews and you remember those were droids, and so we're thinking like, hey, maybe Kane the Conqueror might come in here because they playing a lot with the time, and we all seen the stuff that they talked about. What I don't know his name that played Kane the Conqueror, but he was in Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country is good.
Majors.
What's his name?
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, and they canceled that show, but he getting an Emmy.
Wait,
Doesn't
they
make
cancel it?
sense. They canceled it, but they getting Emmys for the
God
show.
damn.
Not to mention, well, the writer of that show, I think, got a Apple TV deal. So I don't know if he's gonna bring it to Apple TV or if he's gonna just do something else.
They
don't
should.
know.
They should. But they was talking about him playing Kane the Conqueror the longest time, and I didn't expect them to do that on this season, in this episode. But that was big. That was big. I was like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was just talking about how we assumed that because they didn't give us Mephisto, they didn't give us any major characters in the other couple of series. We just assumed, well, they're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
The only
And
reason
then-
I assumed
and
that
then-
it wouldn't be Kang is because it was too obvious. And anytime it was too obvious in the previous shows, we're like, okay, they're going somewhere else with it.
Yeah.
No, they pulled a double fake out. They said it's going to be too obvious, and that's why we're going to do it, because they're going to think it's too obvious and not think that it's this, but it is this.
Hey, definitely. They tricked me, man. When I seen that door open and I see him, I was like this. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
I felt like I was in the regular show when that door opened, because at the moment that door opened, I was like, oh!
I felt like this
So-
episode really set up for the future of the
Yes.
MCU. I think it was a lot of exposition going on through the whole episode. Basically, that's what this episode was.
Yeah.
And it set it up in a very crazy way, because the way it ended, that's what I really like about it. The way that it went off. Because remember, he went running to Morbius and the lady, I forget her name. That's her name up. Black lady.
B-15?
B-15.
Yeah.
Yes.
He ran to them and they didn't even know who he was, because they was in a whole, they reset the whole time. Their time frame reset. They in a whole different universe. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, that's so messy. He's sitting there just trying to explain to them. Like,
It didn't necessarily reset. It branched out more.
Yeah,
so.
he's in a different branch now.
Yeah.
I think he's in the wrong. He is not in the branch he thought he was in.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
These are not the droids you were looking for.
This is not the branch.
Yeah, because they looked at him like this. Who are you again? Look, I knew something was wrong. Look, think about this. Something was wrong. He was walking too comfortably past all the guards and everybody. And I said, damn, they running right past Loki. What's going on? And
then something else bigger is happening.
Yeah. And right there, I didn't catch on, but when they was looking at him like, who are you? Are you an agent? Who are you? We can find help. I'm like, what? Oh, damn.
One thing I'm hoping that happens in season 2, episode 1, is he's like, I'm Loki from a different time branch, and we finally have Mobius go, wow.
He gonna be surfing again.
That's all I want. Again. 1, I want him to say wow. 2, I want him to finally get his jet ski. He deserves it.
I'm so mad he didn't get it.
He could be surfing again, man.
Question, guys.
Yes.
So the sacred timeline essentially has existed the entire MCU. Is that the impression that we're under?
Yes, because that notice at the very beginning of the episode, they played like the whole thing over. You know, the music from the end
That
of
was
Endgame where Captain America
amazing.
had.
That was cool. They showed
They-
all of that.
Yep.
So
So,
they made it known that this was the sacred timeline is like all of this all at once at the same time, just going round and round.
so that means So that means, in a roundabout way, the quantum realm has kind of been consolidated. Is that the right word?
Not necessarily. It might be in a closed loop. It's not necessarily in a closed loop like the sacred timeline is, because it's more of a pocket dimension.
So I guess my point is, there is a purpose to the name Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. We're now existing in a universe where there's a multiverse to it that's all connected within the quantum realm. I think the very nature of I think part of what Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to cover is the changes to the quantum realm because of the multiverse opening up. I think the quantum realm is going to become a highway.
So kind of like how
I'm also wondering-
like how in Endgame they travel through time through the quantum realm. Now they're going to travel through dimensions through the quantum realm.
I'm also wondering if they're taking this opportunity to have, how do I put it? To have all the old like Marvel properties that weren't really under Marvel Studios, now that they own it, I'm wondering if they're trying to consolidate all the past stuff, just like in Spider-Man No Way Home with all the old stuff, and explain that those are just variants and those are just, different timelines that, we weren't aware of until now.
Guys,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Guys.
That's a possibility.
Captain America.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm calling it. That's set up for a villain yet to me. I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree, Mitch.
Actually,
Spider-Man No Way Home
Yeah.
synopsis
Yeah,
makes so much
that
more
makes
sense
a lot
now.
more
Yeah.
sense now. Yeah.
So
Yep.
I've got a setup for you, an idea for you guys.
Okay.
Okay, you get full screen for this.
Captain America 4. They go back to the Captain America Museum. They go to where the Howling Commandos are, and whoever's playing Logan, Wolverine, is going to be the shotgun dude this time.
the shotgun dude.
Oh,
Because remember, there was the guy with the mutton chops that had the
Right.
little shotgun.
Yeah.
In the original
Oh.
comics, that was Wolverine. Wolverine had a shotgun, and then he had he hit his claws
snap.
with these metal, like, I can't remember, cat hands, I think is what they called them.
Uh-huh.
And he used those to hide
So
his
wait,
claws.
so he had the claws already at that. Oh yeah, he did. They just weren't metal yet.
Correct.
Yeah, he always had skeleton claws. Even
He
before
always
he
had
had,
the claws. They weren't laced with adamantium.
they weren't adamantium
Right.
yet.
I think they're just going to rewrite it to where Wolverine was friends with Captain America, just like in the comics. And they're going to be like, guys, what are you talking about? It was this way the whole time.
I
That's
got a
pretty-
theory.
That could be cool.
I
That
got.
would be cool.
I gotta.
Okay.
I hope it comes true. Because I don't think they're gonna do this because they're gonna disappoint me again. Anyway, this is. I hope they do this since we can reset the time and everything and go into different branches of expanding the universe. If they can get the Hulk right, please bring the real Hulk back.
Yo,
Please.
Okay, and who do you call the real Hulk? Are we talking Edward Norton,
They ain't gonna do that,
or do you want to go all the way back to Lou Ferrigno?
Oh,
no.
I
don't know if they're gonna do that.
You know what?
Yeah, bring him back as a cameo though.
They can
Please
do
do.
that. They
Yeah.
can do that.
Like that would be funny just to have like the old school Hulk.
From another
Oh, snap.
universe. Yeah, they could do that. I just want the
Yeah.
Hulk to be back to the way he was before Thanos smashed him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Now,
dumb.
Crushed
He was
him.
never
want
the
Hulk to
same
go
since then.
Yeah, he wasn't the same since then. He didn't want to come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Disappointed me.
Screw you big green asshole. That's
We
my
never
favorite line
got
from
we
Infinity
never
War.
got the rematch we deserved.
You don't want because they're all.
Yeah, agreed.
You don't want Professor Hulk. Yeah.
Professor
Yeah.
Hulk should have gotten his hand-to-hand rematch against Thanos. There, I agree with you.
He should have.
Should have.
Instead, his arm is injured from the snap, which I don't believe because he's supposed to have this healing factor that's way more powerful than Deadpool's or Wolverine's. So I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
get
he should have
that
just shook that mug off and continue.
Yeah.
His arm should have grew back. They don't.
Yeah,
He rebuilds better than Ultron does, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
that is saying something. Yeah.
But actually, while we're on specific moments, there's one thing that I did think of when he was talking when the He Who Remains was describing how I paved the road, you just walked it.
Mhm.
That part in episode 4 we were talking about where we thought that Loki might have a reality stone or a time stone or
Yeah.
something to rebuild that building that was falling on them.
Yeah.
That might have been He Who Remains who just rebuilt it so that they wouldn't get crushed.
Wow.
Because they never flat out said like, oh, he had
Yeah, they
something to
never
rebuild
said
that or
how
something.
he
It never-
did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It wasn't it might have been his magic, but that didn't look
but
like
you
it.
know, we
No.
know
Kind
he-
of
no,
thing.
now we kind of know that he has powers that we never seen before. Like he's his variants are definitely showcasing those powers. Like the old Loki, remember him? He was like,
Not even
Mhm.
necessarily powers that he doesn't have. It's just that he doesn't know
doesn't
that he
know
has
about
them yet.
yeah, he don't know about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's why at the end of the 5th episode he was talking about I think we're stronger than we think we are.
yeah. I agree.
So, do we think he's coming back? Do we think Classic Loki's coming back?
I hope so.
I hope so. Well, he said originally how he vanished was like becoming a part of debris or whatever, like disguised himself as debris. There was debris floating out afterwards.
Yeah, there
Oh,
was.
yeah.
So it could have been him.
So,
That could have been all the Lokis actually.
It's true.
So crazy.
I just
thing,
hope I just want to see Alligator Loki come back, have actually some dialogue, and for the love of God, I want Alligator Loki to do magic because that would be so cool.
I also love Sylvie's face when he realized that he told the truth, and she fulfilled her role as Loki on a multiversal level.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
'Cause she completely screwed up there.
She
Yes.
messed up.
And it showed on her face. It's almost as if she could feel the timelines branching out, and she
Yeah, but what was actually one thing about that same scene that was really nice was how he kind of just counted it down. He was like, "Oh snap! This is the first time in millions of years that I don't know what's going to happen next."
Yeah.
Because he only knew up to a certain point.
He knew up to a certain point, and then after that, he was like, "Okay, I don't know what's going to happen now, so do what you will."
Yeah.
Now,
And that's why she was able to stab him after that because he didn't know when her next move was going to come.
Well,
Dwayne.
you know what? I actually sorry about that, real quick.
No, go. Share your thought.
About that same scene, like I was thinking that he was because remember he gave them like he was like either if you kill me, you're gonna have to deal with my variants, and you can run throne or whatever, but you got to deal with my variants who are
because he said he was like, if you think I'm bad, wait till you meet my variants, right?
Yeah.
And then there was this other part where she stabs him, right?
And he's just
She
like, "I'll
stabs
see you
him,
soon."
And he goes, "I'll see you soon."
Yeah.
That part
Yes.
sent chills down my spine because I knew what he was talking about.
Yep.
That scene actually just made me think there's gonna be a bunch of different versions of him,
Yeah.
and every time they kill him, he's gonna say some variation of that. Just get stabbed.
That'll be like his catchphrase.
See you next time.
See you soon, yeah, because there's so many versions of him. I think there was like a council of Kangs at one point.
there was.
Like it.
There's like a dozen. It was like a dozen Kangs or something that all like sat together on this council, and then there was one who had a different name, and he had killed a timekeeper and taken the place of said timekeeper he killed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's the Council of Ricks all over again.
Hey, Dwayne.
Uh-huh.
What did you think of this part? What did you think of this part right here?
Okay.
Pay close attention. Blink and you'll miss it.
Oh, look, I laughed. All right, so I ain't gonna lie, I laughed at it because I was like this. Oh, here we go with this. Because every time that character or whatever that program pops up, I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm thinking, look, I thought the lady was behind it, you know what I mean? Because she was always.
That's what I'm saying. When she popped up, I was like, "Oh, this is the big reveal, Miss Minutes."
Yeah.
That's anticlimactic.
Right.
I kind of thought it was gonna be Renslayer.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Now, there's something there with Renslayer.
On that, I was wrong about Renslayer completely.
A love interest? Wasn't Renslayer a love interest for Kang?
The Conqueror.
Wow.
Yes.
So,
Uh-huh.
so we gotta be on deck and pay attention to see what happens in the future with that.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's You about to
They
get
got
the
rid.
evil Kang the Conqueror now. They about to
They
get
got
the
rid.
evil Kang the Conqueror now. They done messed up.
Yeah, they done messed up. Now we're gonna get the Blueface Kang showing up.
Look, I thought that was gonna be the first one we was gonna see, right? Because once I seen him, I was waiting for him to go into another form or something. But I knew, once he explained it, I was like, all right, okay.
Look, I freaked out.
Also, it's pretty clever to have a guy be that old, but cast him as a young person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Because normally they'd
I
result to just
freaked
having like
out.
an old ass dude be there.
That last part when Loki shows up in the different timeline and looks up and sees the statue of Kang wearing the comic accurate outfit, I lost it.
Oh,
Yep,
wow.
same.
Theory.
Oh,
That-
wait! Before you say that, all right, go ahead. Share your theory.
So you're going to be a little disappointed because it's not like a future theory. This is an alternate Earth. This is an alternate us Earth. If Stan Lee was still alive, Stan Lee would have been He Who Remains. That would have been
Probably.
his cameo.
That would have been so cool.
And that
That
would
would
have
have
been
been good.
Dang it.
absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. But I do
It
have an
would have been.
actual like theory for the future of not only Loki but the MCU.
But wait a minute. Wasn't He Who Remains based on Stan Lee anyway?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that most definitely would have been it then.
Yeah.
definitely would have been.
That makes me sad.
It would have been cool also if they had Old Man Cap as He Who Remains.
Oh man.
Just have
would
old,
have
just
been
have Chris Evans shows up out of nowhere. Hey Loki, what's up?
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
It's been a few millennia.
Hey, did y'all see Black? I know it's off subject, but did y'all see Black Widow?
Thanks, Savage.
I watched
Not
it.
yet. Not yet. I'm watching it tonight.
I watched it.
I
last
saw-
on the
I
premiere
saw
night.
Black
That's why
Widow.
I had to miss last time is because I was watching Black Widow.
I haven't seen it yet. La 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 la.
I ain't gonna say nothing about it.
Okay, so we won't spoil it,
I ain't gonna
but I will say, make sure you stay after the credits.
Please.
Well, obviously it's a Marvel film.
I mean, yeah, I agree. All
What
of
are we,
them.
rookies?
Red Skull
Savage
is He
Mitch.
Who Remains.
Red
Oh,
Skull is He Who Remains.
That would have
That
been
would've
fun.
that would have been really
Amazing.
cool.
Okay, so here's the thing about that, right? It would have been, for me, it would have been redundant because he was also the guy on Vormir.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, let's be honest. If Red Skull were He Who Remains, there would be a lot more chaos in the timeline because he'd see himself as the multi-dimensional Führer.
Yeah, he would have. Hydra would have won everything.
Yeah.
Hydra would have won everything. But
Because he would have been giving inside details to everybody.
Right.
Cut off one timeline, two more shall take its place.
That was good. That was
that was
good.
kind of creepy, actually.
That
Not
was
gonna lie.
It would have been
It
funny.
would have been hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been fun.
Yeah.
So, actual theory.
Okay.
Loki is literally building out the multiverse, and we kind of already talked about this. But Quantumania, No Way Home,
Mm-hmm.
Multiverse of Madness. Hey, look, now we have multiverse.
And,
Yeah.
and
Multiversal
what
War.
If, and what if? Because
And
remember,
what
what
if.
if
Yeah.
is basically an observation of what's going on in other timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's like, okay, what if this happened? What if that happened? Well,
I
that's
Mitch
because
Savage, since
the
I
Watcher-
cannot.
One fight with Cap,
Oh, sorry.
and he
Since I am unable to not do a pun, I'm gonna have to say it. If it had been Red Skull, I would not see that coming.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, hey, look, that's true. I did.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. As he drinks his
Go on
water.
timeout now.
So he's seeing himself out. He's seeing himself. So, but I hope they find a way, and i.e., just pay him more money, throw more money Chris Evans' direction until he says yes, and we get the Disney Plus series of The Final Mission.
I
Yes.
don't think it's gonna happen.
But it
I
would be
want
so
it
great
so
though.
bad.
Just one episode.
The
a
whole
piece of him returning
storyline as described, the whole storyline as described by Robbie, I would die a happy man if I see that.
Agreed.
No, totally.
Especially,
I
I'd love
do.
to see the episode where he returns Mjolnir and the Reality Stone, because he'd have to bring, he'd have to interact with a younger Thor.
I just
And-
want to see the scene where he shows up and sees Falcon in full Captain America costume talking to the people.
Oh yeah, that.
I would, yo.
That would put a
Wait,
tear in my eye.
hold on. Before
I
I
would
even
cry.
jump into that, Dwayne, did you hear about the final mission theory?
No, what was it? What was it?
Yeah, I'm gonna give
Robbie,
the floor to
take it away.
Dwayne. Please listen very carefully. This is amazing.
So it's been allegedly leaked that Marvel is trying to put together a Disney Plus series called The Captain America: The Final Mission, where it shows Captain America returning each one of the stones, each of the Infinity Stones, and at the very end he returns the Time Stone, talks to the Eternal One, and he's kind of trying to get advice on who to give the shield to. He thinks he should give it to Falcon, and she tells him to go to the year 2025, 2026, whenever the events of Falcon and the Winter Soldier take place. And he witnesses the events of the final episode.
Wow.
He's in the crowd. He's basically in the crowd, and he's there, and he hears Anthony Mackie talking to the people about how they should be behaving and acting.
And this is the whole premise is the whole premise of these episodes is closure for Captain America.
Yeah, that is.
And
It would also create a bit of a bootstrap effect, though.
it would.
Okay.
But it also creates room for the multiverse where we can actually have them retcon Agent Carter and do a better version of it with Steve Rogers in the background.
I love that
Mm.
so much.
That'd be I
That's
think
incredible.
that sounds like an interesting idea, and I don't know if they're gonna do that yet. They'll probably do that after like the next. I feel like let this phase go by first, then they'll probably come back.
I don't know,
like
man.
Marvel's
Marvel has
Marvel's
proven that
in
they're not
retcon
above
mode
going
right now.
into some insane sci-fi shit.
They are doing. Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah, they are.
No, but
Okay.
Marvel
There-
is in heavy retcon mode now because how many
Yeah.
different projects basically gave an explanation as to why you should appreciate Thor: The Dark World more?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna say this. I've never had that big of a problem with Thor: The Dark World. I don't know why it gets so much shit. I
Me
thought it was
neither.
a pretty good movie.
I thought it was good too. I like first two
Here's my
Thors.
thing. Here's my thing.
Like, I'm
I
not
don't
in love
think
with
it
it,
was.
but
I
it's pretty,
think the
it's pretty
problem
good.
was, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think in comparison to the other movies that were so much stronger, it gives the illusion that it's a bad movie when really it's not. It's just not as good as the others.
I didn't like Thor Ragnarok.
I beg your pardon.
It was goofy, man.
But that's
That's
the
the
thing.
point.
I feel like that was the best Thor out of the three.
I ain't like it, man. Hawk, man, come on, walk around, nigga. Come on with the Hawk, man. Wrecking my character continuously. Come on.
I mean, but even if you think about the action,
Justin's
think
face.
about all the action sequences, right? The opening sequence when he's in that
around on the chair.
yeah with the hammer, the scene where he realizes, heck, I don't even need the hammer to thrash these people. Like
He belongs with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's why he's with them going forward.
And he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, after Endgame, he left with them
He
as
did.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
it's
They
like
make
he
another
grew a
th-
sense of humor in part 3.
They make another Thor movie, man. It's called Thor:
No,
Love
like-
of Thunder. Or
Love
some
and
shit.
Thunder.
Movie gonna be dumb.
No,
And
but
we're getting-
if you
and we're
look,
getting
if you really
analogy
do look
back
at
and
the
forth.
whole, if you look at the Thor character though, completely throughout the movies, the guy really has some insane. Exactly, it added
Yeah,
personality
added
to Thor.
personality.
Because at first he was just an arrogant asshole. Became a nice guy at the end of the first one. In the second movie, he was also very human in a way. You know, loved the woman. She was in some shit, so he immediately drops everything to go help her.
Mm-hmm.
She
But I
Lost his
still
mother.
think-
Lost his mother.
I
Dealt
think-
with grief. And then the third
Yeah.
one, he lost his father too. So he had to like, just
Yeah, he
hit
was
rock
very
bottom.
He had a whole bunch of
very
trauma,
unhinged.
you know.
But here's the thing: if you look at part 1 and part 2 and compare that to part 3, part 1 and part 2, he was still very Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Whereas part 3, he was like, hey, I could just loosen the hell up and just be normal. I don't have to talk like I'm regal all the time. I can just
I mean, he kind of still does.
just be
I didn't
normal.
like that movie, man, because they was being goofy. They was being goofy with that character, man. They first of all, they took the Hulk. How the Hulk get it's a lot of things that how the Hulk get there?
They explained it.
They did, but what is? I'm thinking the Hulk going to Planet Hulk. Where Planet Hulk come from? Why he land on Ragnarok? What is he doing?
We can't have the Planet Hulk story yet.
They can't because remember, Universal
They don't
still
own it.
owns-
Disney don't. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so we can't get any solo Hulk projects yet until Universal stops being stingy. But
I
then,
guess we're not gonna get it now. Marvel to made up their minds. Wait, they did.
my thing is this, right? Yeah, I think Universal may eventually loosen up because they already gave the green light for Marvel to have Submariner, aka the Namor, in the next Black Panther film.
And
he's casted already.
Oh
Here's
my
the
God.
other thing.
I just had a really seriously bad thought. Now that you mentioned Universal,
No,
what if they try to? What if they try
Don't say
to?
Fast and Furious? Nope.
Yep, they're gonna try to merge
Nope.
Fast and Furious with the MCU.
No!
don't do that now.
Don't do that.
damn.
This Hulk shows up, Dom shows up. Hey, Kang might be strong, but he ain't stronger than family.
Hey, they more superhero than the damn superhero.
I mean,
Okay, so
they're
let me
already
ask you this.
the Fast
Let me
9
ask
people
you
already
this.
went to space. So I mean, what's next?
Let me ask you this, just out of fun, right? Let's say,
I think I just broke
For
Robbie's
laugh's
brain. I'm
sake-
sorry, man.
for laugh's
No, you're
sake,
not. I think it's
hypothetically,
okay.
what personalities would you like paired up with each other from the Fast franchise and the Marvel franchise? And who do you think would make the most entertaining back and forth banter?
The Rock,
Back and forth banter
his
would
Hobbs,
be Hobbs and Hulk.
and the Hulk.
Hobbs and Hulk?
I say Hobbs and Thor.
I was gonna say Hobbs and Thor.
That's what I was going to say, too. And then Vin Diesel and Iron Man.
Vin
Oh,
Diesel.
jeez.
No,
Those
Vin
two.
Diesel's
No.
so dumb.
Vin Diesel's character thinks he's always right. And then
That's
you've got
true.
a super genius who really is right most of the time, and
Oh,
they would
jeez.
hate each other.
Vin
Have
Diesel,
Tony
okay.
have Tony Stark just upgrade his car in front of him and be like, "Yeah, your car can fly now, bitch."
So,
Walk off.
Ludacris and Tony Stark would get along just fine.
Yeah,
They'd get along too well.
Yeah,
They would.
Actually, Luda and Peter Parker would get along funny.
Well, those
Black
two would be
Widow,
hysterical.
and Letty. Black
Okay.
Widow and Letty.
okay.
They would work
Okay.
out.
That's
Yeah.
what you're doing.
This is a weird reality. My brain can't.
It really is.
Gotta figure out who Roman, because Roman is the guy that makes all the jokes. I
Hawkeye.
think Roman would
Drax.
be roasting Hawkeye the entire time.
Him and
Roman
Drax.
would be standing there. So you mean to tell me we got a god over here? We got a big ass Frankenstein that's green over here. We got a super suit man over there. And
Man,
you're
what the
behind.
hell you do?
You're behind shoots bows and arrows. You got guns with bullets fully at your disposal. I mean, for heaven's sake, Tony Stark builds weapons and you choose to be Robin Hood. That's what you choose to be.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think his character worked really well with Drax because they both like the jokey, very jokey characters.
Drax.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Tony
I'm standing
Stark,
so
Tony
still. You
Stark.
can't see me, bro. You ain't
Tony
invisible.
Stark.
You ain't invisible. Get your ass out of here.
Tony Stark, Tej, which is Ludacris,
Right.
and Rocket Raccoon having a conversation.
Oh, no. You need to throw one more person in there.
It would end with Rocket shooting everyone and stealing a car.
Yes.
He would do that for sure.
What's his name from Ant-Man?
All right.
Lang, Scott Lang.
No. The Hispanic dude.
Oh, stories.
Yes.
And he...
That works. But
But I got the
And I
band.
said, she crazy super fine, right? She's like, yeah, crazy super fine.
Hold on. Dom with the Guardians. That's hilarious.
And look, you will see his own character.
I am
Groot.
I am dumb.
Yes. Yes. That's great. Dom's like, I like
Your
your
voice.
voice.
You sound familiar. We met before.
Oh man. Okay, enough of this Fast and Furious Marvel crossover. We're done with that.
That
Okay.
would just
No,
that
I
would
don't
be
even know why we entertained that.
That was
that'd be
your
horrible.
fault.
That's where they going. That's how it feels.
No, you know what they said? They're toying with the idea of crossing over with, and this is no lie, I'm not even joking. They are toying with the idea of crossing over with Jurassic Park.
I heard. Yeah, I read up on
Wait,
that.
that's
too.
legit. I thought you were bullshitting me.
No,
with that.
this is
They are
no,
serious,
this is,
man.
this is real.
They are serious.
I want to point out.
How are they going to write that in? You have a package, but you can't open it. Well, what's in the package? Don't worry about it. They get into a crash, find out that the package is a dinosaur egg.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go
like
see that
some
one though.
TV show.
I'm gonna go see that. I'm gonna go see it. Gotta see this. This is too good. This is too good.
I say this with love, but like if we were all sitting together at a table like we were a family, you would be the one uncle that would be like slightly buzzed coming up with the crazy ideas.
Oh yeah.
It would make more sense to merge Fast and Furious than with freaking Transformers, because at least that's vehicle related.
That would make a lot more sense.
That
would
would
make
make sense, actually.
You know, they were talking about doing that with G.I. Joe, being that it was both Hasbro, but I guess nothing ever happened.
Now that would sell toys.
Yes, definitely would sell the toys.
But
like
now
a
I'm curious
Camel
about how
House
Snake Eyes is going to be. Yeah, definitely. But I'm curious about Snake Eyes.
It looked good. I don't want to be fooled. I have been fooled before this year. Mortal Kombat
we thought Mortal Kombat was going to be good, and that was garbage.
It's doo-doo. It's doo-doo
Mortal
juice, man.
Kombat. Well, Mortal Kombat was a big mistake. We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
But G.I. Joe has at least proven that they know what they're doing with their movies. So I'm gonna give Snake Eyes a chance.
Hey, do y'all think that's gonna be better than Shang-Chi?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Not
I don't
even
think
no.
so.
No.
I think Shang-Chi's still going to be the best.
10 rings.
We gonna see.
I think Shang-Chi's still going to be the best.
All right, guys.
And I still am all for them recasting Iron Fist.
Hey,
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
before we go too far, who's excited for a real Mandarin?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
dying
Yes.
for one.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it
And
made
Iron Man
me
3
angry.
shit.
Emery, I don't know if it was as into Marvel at the time we watched Iron Man 2. But
Yeah, it was.
were you? Okay.
Yeah.
But when the Mandarin, when I found out the Mandarin was a fake, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yo, I was mad too. I was in the
Yeah.
theaters
And then-
and I was
But
like,
then they made that short film, Hail to the King, where Ben Kingsley was in jail, and then they alluded to the fact that there was a real Mandarin out there. This was before the Disney Plus shows. I think this was.
Oh, this is way before that. This was just after Iron Man 3.
The Marvel one-shots were supposed to be what the series on Disney Plus are now.
Right.
Only it wasn't a series. It was like a little mini movie. A little mini movie it was a little mini movie that would lead you to the next thing. Now we just
I like the Agent one that came before Thor.
Yes. Yeah, that was cool. Agent no, not Agent. It was about a device. It was like device something or
No, it was about Mjolnir landed in Mexico, and they were like some sort of anomaly.
Yeah. And then the one with
it was kind of just an Audi commercial.
In the convenience store. No, it wasn't a convenience store. It was a gas station.
No, that was a diner. Gas station. Yeah.
Gas station. Yeah, he was fighting the gas station. That was pretty cool too. But now with all these multiverses, where does that leave the Netflix characters? Where does that leave the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Where does that leave
especially the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is what I've been wondering about, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. became a whole thing. But then, they never brought Coulson back to the Avengers. They don't even know he's still alive, and that kind of pissed me off.
They're going to use the multiverse as an excuse to retcon Agents.
Cloak and Dagger, and what was the other? The Runaways.
Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger had the potential to be so good.
It did.
Because that comic story is amazing.
That came on a Disney Channel, right?
Hulu.
That was on Freeform.
Oh.
Freeform.
Oh, Freeform. Okay.
Yeah, Freeform.
What was? Is it New Mutants that was the horror story? The horror,
Yeah.
like the
The
Yeah.
New Mutants.
Yeah,
I
it was-
actually didn't see that yet. What
I
did
mean,
anybody?
I
I
You
haven't
guys
seen
see it?
it. No.
Yeah,
ain't
that's the
seen
one
it
with
either.
that's the one with Maisie Williams, right, from Game of Thrones.
I kind of heard it was bad, so I didn't watch
Yeah.
it.
I
It was
did hear that
supposed to
too.
be
I'm curious.
rated R originally. It was supposed to be rated R originally, but they changed it.
Yeah,
I'm
So-
curious.
this is the thing. Unless the character is absolutely beloved, you have a hard time getting an audience to show up to a rated R movie, and you
Yeah.
always will in America.
Yeah,
Very true.
that first trailer they had for it though, it was good. Like it had some hope to it, it had some promise to it, but they switched it up and they didn't believe in the idea of having it actually be like a horrifying mutant take on, you know, that.
So they redid some things and got ahead of themselves, and now people said it was trash.
Yeah.
Just had a thought, actually, if you don't mind me getting back to Loki for a sec. What do you think is going to happen with the TVA? Because remember when B-15 was being chased by that guy, and then they ended up in Renslayer's office? In her, was it a classroom or an office or something like
It
that?
looked like a classroom. I don't know.
I thought it was her office.
I think it was an office. I think she was like a psychiatrist
principal's
or something.
office, like a principal's office.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So,
Yeah.
like,
I think it was
that's
the
a good-
office. Yeah.
Yeah.
so they just walk out, and he's like, "Wait, Renslayer? No, that's not Renslayer. We're all variants." So how is that going to affect the TVA in the second season? Because
I think it's only
B-15
gonna
is now
affect
making the
the
TVA
TVA
aware that they're all variants.
Dang.
But I think it's only going to affect the TVA in that particular timeline. Because remember, the
Yeah.
other
Yes.
timeline is not affected.
Yeah, but
We don't
now
know.
that the whole multiversal thing is going on, all the branched out timelines, they're probably going to find a way to jump between those branches.
Guys,
Some of those timelines don't even know that they're converging. They're
Exactly.
probably just carrying on like it's regular everyday life, so there would be no reason for them to think that they could. But something could possibly happen to make them aware of the convergence, and then that would cause the madness.
And
Guys.
that's probably going to be Kang.
guys, what if season 2 of Loki is a TVA war between the different versions of the Time Variant Authority?
Ooh, that would be nice.
Damn.
And the only real winner is Miss Minutes.
Yo,
What if there's only what if Miss Minutes is a Nexus?
Oh.
What if she's
What
a
if
Nexus
she is actually above He Who Remains?
Oh,
what if she's pulling the strings?
Yeah. Maybe he's not
But
the
then-
one who's
but
in
here's-
charge of her. Maybe she's the one who's
Well-
in charge of him.
So now here's the thing, right? Let's say that is true. Let's say Miss Minutes is behind everything.
Wait a second. I just had a really
Who would you say would be the most satisfying reveal for who was behind the moniker of Miss Minutes? Who do you think is satisfying?
the real He Who Remains.
and
think
that
about
would be
it.
who?
Imagine it's actually like an old guy, Stan Lee-esque type old man, in a chair, kind of attached into, let's say, a Cerebro type of program, sort of Matrix-ish, that controls Miss Minutes so that he can just jump into wherever he needs to be at any time.
so actual theory on who Miss Minutes is. I think she's then and now. The twins.
Oh.
The
You
offspring.
did talk about them last
You
week.
did mention them, and when they went into the castle, you did see two statues of two guys. I thought that was going to be them.
Then and now.
So, and she showed up right between the
these
two.
twin statue. It wasn't just in front of the castle. You kept seeing these.
Yeah,
twin
inside the
statues
castle. When
everywhere.
they entered the castle, there's two statues there, and that's where Miss Minutes appeared.
I'll bet you then and now are going to play some sort of, I don't know how big of a role, but some sort of role in season 2.
Yeah, I'm
Mm.
gonna keep kicking this thing. Come on. Hey
Intense.
y'all, I'm about to bounce out of here. I gotta jump to another live stream real soon.
Handle your business, sir. Glad
Have
to
fun,
have
man.
you.
But I had to tune in because I had something to say, man. I had
We
something
appreciate
to
it.
say, man.
Yeah, well, you know what? I need you to go do 20 Hail Marys or something because of the fact that you said that you don't like Thor Ragnarok. We got some problems here, man.
Hey man, I can't help
Take
it,
him out.
man. I tried to watch it again. To be honest with you.
Exile.
I had trouble.
DQ, I need you to be the black. I need you to be the black Steve Wilkos and tell him to get off your stage.
Hey man, I'm not gonna be too mean,
That's
but you
all right.
enjoy your other stream.
I'll be back, y'all. I don't even know what the next show gonna be, But
hey, what if it's the next show?
when they come out, August
August.
August 9th, something. Yeah.
So we'll get into that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hey,
Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. Enjoy.
All right, y'all. I gotta
Glad
go.
to be here.
About to go play some music, y'all.
Handle your business.
All right, y'all.
Do your thing.
So I'm trying to think of some like predictions or theories that I have because I don't know. Honestly.
I don't know either.
So
than-
I think that in the next season, the final battle is going to be between Loki and Sylvie.
Oh, it better be.
Yeah, so because fool me once, fine, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
I want to know.
Loki,
I want to see how Sylvie feels after what she just did and realize.
she feels
that
like
Loki's
garbage. You
telling
could
this
tell by
freaking
her
truth.
face. She immediately felt like garbage. But Loki's not going to forgive her after that because he's like, nah, you stabbed me in the back once. I will stab you 20 times before you even get a chance.
That's a good question, Mitch. How do you predict infinity?
Right.
Just predict everything, and then when one of them happens, you are correct.
You're right.
Or you predict everything, and two of them happen at the same time, and you can brag about it.
And you can brag and say how much of a Nexus being you are.
Oh.
That would be.
Robbie, are you a Nexus event?
Right now, Robbie is at Nexus status, but we can't disclose that information. So let's not blow his cover.
So, do you know who is actually going to have a much larger role?
So Robbie is then and Emery is now? Is that how that works?
There it is.
Except we're not twins.
I mean, everyone says we look the most alike out of all of our siblings, so it's
They
close
do.
enough.
Okay.
But do you know who actually is good? In my mind, because we're going to already be in Phase 5, they have to have Phase 5. I apologize. They have to have a bigger role, and that's Kid Loki.
Yeah,
true.
And or classic Loki.
Oh, there's no way he's dead. Like
not a chance.
So there was someone who slowed down the clip of him being destroyed. He disappeared before the creature.
Yeah, you think he was an illusion as well?
I do.
Yeah, he was probably an illusion, and he disguised himself again as debris.
Yeah.
No, but that would make sense.
Yeah, it would.
That's
it's
him.
in character for him. That's exactly what he said he did.
That also makes me think that the Loki from the Sacred Timeline didn't really die. That that was another illusion.
Well, isn't that what he was referring to?
No, because that's what he was saying. He was the only one who lived past that because he was smart enough to disguise himself as debris instead of actually going up to stab Thanos.
Wow.
Because that's also when his video ended, when he was watching his own life happen.
Yeah. End of file. So
either the TVA had an incomplete file of him, or that's really him dying.
I mean,
it could be both.
it's Loki.
Like, it could be
There's
either.
True.
It's Loki.
It could also be Sylvie who cut that off, or Miss Minutes who cut that off to make him think that's when he died.
Oh, that's a good thought.
Wow.
I like that for Miss Minutes.
Yeah.
So then
I broke my own head.
So at least, I've never read a story, I've never read a clip, but then and now, my very basic understanding is they like creating alternative stories. They like messing with things, and they make deals with Loki throughout the comics for him to alter timelines. Where'd Emery go?
And she's gone.
I'm sure she'll pop back up.
I offended her. It's fine.
Unless maybe the phone was dead or something. I don't know. But it's really fun trying to predict what's going to happen next, especially when it comes to the multiverse. Grinch Turner, what's going on, sir?
What's up?
We have Kid Loki killed Thor. You can't just
we were talking about that last episode.
Yeah.
Last week.
Well, remember, we don't know which Thor he's referring to, because it could be Throg or something like that. You know?
It could have. Hey, there she is.
My phone has been just shutting down apps randomly. I love it so much.
Freaking Apple.
It may be time for some device maintenance.
Device maintenance. I was never. I don't know. I have this thing. I'm I have this thing against Apple for some reason. I don't know why.
Agreed.
So
And both
Yeah.
Emery and I own iPhones.
That's a you
I'm
problem,
sorry. I'm so
It is a
sorry.
big problem.
I've had issues
so
with both,
sorry.
and so I just
Yeah, but
I just recently got the Samsung Galaxy Ultra 21. I'm super happy with it. Like I haven't had any problems as of yet. Knock on wood. I hope it stays that way. But I mean, yeah, for God's sakes, it shoots in 8K. What am I gonna do with 8K footage?
I don't know.
Really?
That took up a lot of space.
It does. It does. So like I have so many I have lots of cloud storage to compensate for. I mean, I have like a terabyte of space in here too, or half a terabyte of space. I don't know. I like it. I just want to see how long I'll like it.
Right.
So we'll see.
yeah, like I just got the A71, and so far I'm happy with it. Then again, I don't need my phone for anything extravagant, so
Yeah, I kind of do
fair.
with some of the projects that I'm doing with those people, but
Yeah, so that 8K camera will come in handy for you.
it would. Yeah.
Yeah, good luck
Especially
storing
if I don't
that
have
data
to.
though.
Yeah,
What
you're gonna need an external
Hard drive.
memory
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna look into getting one.
So
Just to kind of and I have my tablet too, the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Lovely tablet, but it has expandable memory. So I have built-in 512 gigabytes, and then I have the terabyte of space that I put into it, and that also shoots in 8K, which is ridiculous. So I just shoot in 4K. I need 8K
That makes
for it.
sense.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
So Emery, if you could have one alteration in the multiverse, like because now we have the multiverse, if you could pick one thing to be altered going forward, what would it be and why?
I don't
Whitaker's
know. Don't ask me
hypotheticals.
these questions. That's intense.
No pressure. No pressure, of course.
None whatsoever.
I don't know.
It's because she's on the spot, guys. I swear.
If you broke her
Every
brain.
other Sunday,
You just broke her brain.
No. We're context time, guys. I go over to my parents every other Sunday. Like all the siblings get together. We have Sunday dinner together, and I can ask her these questions, and boom, she's got something crazy. And I love it every time. So I'm trying to give you content here, Emery. Come on.
I don't.
Mitch
Bring
Savage
Tony back.
says
see,
he'd bring Tony
I
back.
wouldn't
That's
do
a good
that.
one.
You wouldn't do what?
Are we talking? Wait. Are we talking
a
real
hater.
world?
No.
Yeah, we're talking real world or
MCU.
Marvel.
MCU.
Okay.
Okay.
Marvel Cinematic Universe. Something that they're going to change because of the multiverse timelines.
God dang it.
Well,
I don't-
okay.
oh,
While you think about it, okay, there she goes. There she goes.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was coming.
You had something. Do it.
No. I take it back because then I changed my mind. Go.
Okay, what would it have been before you changed your mind?
Yeah.
I almost said that when Steve goes back to like get all the stones that Natalie comes back, but I feel like that would mess things up.
It would.
But I want to.
But wait a minute. But then, hasn't anybody thought about just getting another Natalie from another timeline?
Not the same. If anything, they'd have to go to the moment that she jumps off and somehow catch her in a spaceship or something.
Mitch,
We could do
really
that.
good one. I'd bring him back, and I'd bring back Chadwick.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, that's what I would do. I miss him so much.
Wakanda
Yeah,
forever.
he was. If you really look at his career, he was the second coming of Denzel. As a matter of fact,
Totally
Denzel
agree.
paid
Mhm.
for his acting school.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He
did. He couldn't afford it, and then Denzel paid it.
He couldn't afford it, and Denzel was like, "I got you."
I got you.
And now look at him.
He attended one in Denzel's class because Denzel does free classes every now and then for aspiring like high school actors. And he's like, "You're really good, kid. You should go to acting school." And he said, "I couldn't afford it." He goes, "You're going. You're going."
That makes me
Yeah.
so sad.
Man, yeah, he was incredible.
And get this man an education, and he did it.
And he did it. Yeah, dude was amazing. Dude was amazing. So
James Brown,
and
Jackie Robinson, the man did everything.
yes, James Brown, Jackie Robinson,
Honestly,
Thurgood
the man was a
Marshall.
fucking chameleon.
He played pretty much 5. I feel like he did 6 prominent black figures in history.
Had he been
I
there
think it
earlier,
was
he might have
somebody from-
stolen
from,
Ray Charles from Jamie Foxx.
Say it again.
If he'd have been there earlier, he might have stolen Ray Charles from Jamie Foxx.
Ooh, might have.
The only reason I did like Jamie Foxx for that though is because he plays piano.
You know what? Okay, so unpopular opinion. As much of a good actor Jamie Foxx is, I feel like he does impressions of people instead of becoming the person, if that makes any sense.
Impression
I
acting.
feel like the Ray Charles was a Ray Charles impression instead of actually becoming Ray Charles.
So not so
Maybe
much
that's
method acting as method adjacent.
So
Yeah.
it's nicknamed
Kinda.
impression acting, but there's an actual term for what you're talking about, and you're right. I agree.
Yeah, no,
Speaking
I
of
can buy that.
prominent black figures in history, do you know what I think we're going to start talking about a lot more in the MCU? The Mandela effect. Because we're going to be having because the timeline's going to be changed.
Yes.
I think we are going to have moments in both the Disney Plus series and inside of the movies where people are going to be like, I swear I remember it was only this way. Or like, why does it feel like I'm only just remembering mutants exist?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh dang.
I like that.
That's gonna be so fun.
I like that. Because now that brings me back to the Eternals.
Right.
Right? Like, where were they all this time?
Okay, I think they felt like in the teaser trailer they were like, we didn't feel like we needed to step in or whatever until now. What if it was the timeline splitting?
The timeline. Oh shit.
Oh. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is the awesome stuff that she comes up with at Sunday dinner.
Like, what if that's it? Oh my.
Holy hell.
Because like
That is a great point.
And character
was
parallels.
like a big deal, but the timeline splitting.
That is a good enough reason to come out of Eternal hideout. Yeah.
What if that's the only time they come out? What if because Kang said it, he'd split his timelines before. He had discovered that there were layers to the timeline.
And that's the last time that they were active. And once that all became one sacred timeline, they're like, okay, we can chill now.
Good. You're fine. You can figure it out.
Emery, what did you just do to me?
Yo.
This is legitimately, this is like our Sunday dinner is coming up with these crazy theories.
It's so fun.
It really is.
I want you guys, whenever you guys get a chance, I just recently watched this movie, Parallels. It's on Amazon Prime. It came out in 2020, I believe. And it explores parallel universes in such a way that it makes you wonder if it's really a thing.
Ooh,
for real. Please watch Parallels on Amazon Prime whenever you get a chance. I watched it. The way it began and then the way it ended really got me thinking, because you have moments. You ever get those times where, okay, let me just paint like a random scenario. You're riding in the car with somebody, right? Like you're driving and your passenger is a friend of yours or whatever, and they go to the bathroom, and then they come back, and then they go. Then you put on a song on the radio, and then that person goes, "Man, I haven't heard that song in such a long time," and you're looking at them like, "We just played this like 15 minutes ago," and he's like, "Oh yeah, whatever, yeah." And they just kind of brush that off like it's nothing. Wouldn't it be crazy if that's because that person was swapped out for the alternative universe person.
What, for like a split second?
And when you deal with people that have all of a sudden like a weird lapse in memory because they don't remember something, it's because it's not really them.
Ooh.
I want you to marinate on that idea as you go into the movie watching Parallels.
Okay.
It's gonna mess you up.
Okay, I'm excited.
And it's perfect because like everything that the MCU is doing with Loki and with this multiverse thing, Parallels, which is a movie completely outside of Marvel, is exploring that same idea, and I think they did it brilliantly.
Also, this is a real life observation. Has everybody noticed that like entertainment has gone very deep into parallel universes,
Yeah.
portal through time travel, like, and not in some of it's in like a
the Tomorrow
way.
World the Tomorrow War just came out.
I love
Not
that
too long
movie
ago.
so
That?
much.
It was good,
It was amazing.
but it
No
makes
spoilers.
me
I've
wonder.
not seen it yet.
Okay, but you
It
need to
makes
watch
me
it.
wonder. It's predictive. Yeah, please watch it. I think it's predictive programming. I think, and this is just me. This is my conspiracy theory mind going crazy. I think personally that there's things that the government knows, and they usually know 10 years ahead of the general public. But in some cases, what certain people will do that have that inside information but are sworn to secrecy that can't like say anything verbatim will pseudo tell you what those things are through a narrative of a movie
Ooh.
or a TV show, because this is stuff that they really know, but they disguise it as
Entertainment.
fiction
Yeah.
and entertainment. And it's predictive programming. And then they do that in such a way that the more you see these shows, the more you see these movies, when something like that you've seen in these shows and movies happen in real life, we are already desensitized to it.
GQ.
So the fact that we saw this in movies and I saw that in such and such a movie, and now
You
it's
just
happening in real life. Oh, that's crazy. Same thing
You
with
just
UFOs.
described
They're
all of
talking about
technology.
UFOs. They're talking about UFOs too,
Yeah.
more and more
Yeah,
in a
they
casual way.
Yeah, and no one
So-
believes it because it's fiction.
But
Yeah,
These things are
that's true.
declassified.
That makes sense because the other day, for example, like a small example of it, but I was watching Inspector Gadget just for shits and gigs. I was bored
I love
and I had
that
nothing
movie.
to do. It's like, hey, I'll check this out. The first one. And then you see
Right.
Penny's like wristwatch was like a video phone, it was a telephone, radio, and stuff. And I'm just like, I can do that on a watch these days.
Look at Star Trek, right?
the cell
Yeah.
phone.
They had tablets
Cell
way
phones,
before
tablets.
we had tablets.
So does that mean I can get a TARDIS someday? Because I'd really like a TARDIS.
Yes.
Who knows? We might be able to teleport soon. Who knows?
Please.
GQ.
I would never teleport.
We need to start a new podcast called the Tinfoil Hat Boys, where literally
And ladies, and ladies,
And lady.
and ladies,
ladies.
yes.
Leaving out your sister?
and my sister, where we're literally
Yes.
like, but we have to at least for part of it, like at the beginning, we literally have to wear like tinfoil hats.
Jeez.
And you know what's crazy? I feel like people would definitely watch it.
I know.
I'm on board with that. Do an episode about the Bermuda Triangle. Do an episode about UFOs.
Okay,
No.
I've got a
Oh,
crazier
you wanna
one.
get into the
for you
Bermuda
guys in
Triangle.
Arlington, and it's in Utah, Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh my goodness. Have you guys seen that?
I looked that up. after you told
Yeah,
me
you
about it. I
mentioned
looked
it
that
last
up.
week, and
Yeah.
that was disgusting. That was
That's
kind of
disturbing.
messed up.
Very
That-
disturbing.
Well, what's disturbing is everything that's ever been talked about at that ranch has scientific backing. Like they have documentation of all that crap happening. They put the family that had the weird interaction with the wolf, they put them under a lie detector test. All of them passed. They've got videotapes of weird pictures. Of weird things happening. They got pictures of weird things happening.
Now,
That
while I
thing's
don't deny
weird.
that, polygraphs have been proven to be bullshit.
There are ways to beat it. There are
Well,
ways to beat polygraphs.
No,
One of
like
the
I'm not.
funniest
They've
ways-
actually done a polygraph test on a plant, and the plant turned out to be lying.
One of the funniest ways to beat a polygraph. Hear me out. It's so funny. I heard about this from a former CIA agent. because all right, when they do a polygraph, they ask
Do
you
I
these
want to
basic-
know why you're in contact with CIA agents, man?
Don't worry about it. So no, when you're doing a polygraph test, you start off with baseline questions, right?
Right.
Is your name this? Is it such and such a date? Like questions that when they answer, you get a baseline of how they are normally when they're telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start asking you the tricky questions. And then when your pulse changes, there's a little bit of, doubt in whatever you say after that, right?
Yeah.
So check this out. You squeeze and tighten your sphincter
Mm-hmm.
during the baseline questions.
Hmm.
And then relax when they start asking you the other questions, because then your baseline and your other questions, your pulse will match completely.
Correct. So nowadays with modern polygraph tests,
Son of a bitch.
they actually have
That's
to
crazy.
sit on like there's a pad that you have to sit on. They make you sit down on like a motion sensor pad because it'll like there was one polygraph that I've seen where the guy was trying to do exactly what you said, and you could see it spike over and over again. And so the lie detector or the polygraph examiner says, "I'm going to cut you off right now. I know you're trying to beat my polygraph. Stop doing that, or I'm just going to or I'm just going to flunk you. I'm going to say you were I'm going to say you were intentionally resistant."
Yeah.
Well, then stop polygraphing me.
Sir, unclench it. Jeez. That's exactly what they would say.
Stand against
Well,
the wall, spread
that-
your cheeks.
You can because what it's looking for your auditory nervous system. That's what it's looking for. It's looking for readings from that. You take a Xanax and you can beat a polygraph.
Nope.
But
Yeah, there are ways.
then again,
That maybe is not the best thing to tell a generation of people who do Xannies for fun just because rappers tell them to.
He does have a point.
It's just another reason for people to do fucking Xanax.
What was the
RIP
other
is
one? I think I heard you do something with a quarter too.
That one doesn't work at all.
No? Okay, so that one's false.
That one's a lie.
Okay.
Only thing I know is like how to.
clinching-
Like, see, I don't know how to beat a polygraph. I know how to appear to be dead when they check your pulse.
Whoa! Like,
Hold up!
Learn that from-
Run that back! Run that back!
It's like-
we're not gonna act like you didn't just say what you just said. What? Repeat that, please.
At least I tried it out. So I'm not sure how accurate it is, but apparently you put like a rubber ball or something under your armpit, and you lie on that arm while they check your pulse. If you lie down on it long enough, they won't find a pulse.
And then your arm will be really asleep.
Dead.
So
your arm will be dead.
Pins and needles. The moment you release that arm.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be like full on TV static.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck moving
Yes.
that arm. Good luck moving that arm.
Though.
But for real though, GQ, if you ever get like the desire to do like a crazy podcast,
So, honestly, I've been thinking about doing more than one podcast, right? Of course, I have the one coming up with Justin, my cousin, called I think it was Cuz We Said So.
Because we said so.
Cuz C-U-Z, we said so.
That's funny. Haha.
I see what you did there.
But now this
That's actually an
tinfoil
interesting-
hat thing is another.
The tinfoil hat thing is actually quite genius.
What I actually want to do now that you've put that idea in the universe, I actually want to sit down. I want to write down a list of the different theories, and each episode we do can be talking about that one theory.
You
So,
know
like,
the rabbit
yeah.
holes we're going to go down.
Oh,
Yeah, so every week just take a topic, do some research on it, and then just go at it.
So
Yeah.
and
I like
any episode you invite me, I am the king of rabbit holes, as we've all
Okay.
discovered.
Hey, ADD
But you know
brain for
what,
the
though?
win, man.
Rabbit holes?
I know how you feel.
Rabbit holes get lots and lots of attention.
Yeah, they
They
do.
do.
So I think this would be good. This would be good for us. It'll be awesome.
Genius. It's
I'm gonna
genius.
start my list as soon as I log off. I'm gonna start my list immediately. Like I'm excited about it now. Like I didn't just like start my list yet. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be great. Okay. I'm with it. So we
Are
just
we going to
gotta.
talk about Loki again for a few more minutes?
So are we? So,
Probably
so when are we?
should.
So when are we gonna start rewatching Loki to see if what adds up where?
Oh,
I want to watch the Easter egg episode one more time just to see if I missed anything,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna watch this last episode again because I want to listen to the dialogue one more time, just so I can connect some dots that may be alluding to future things.
See, I want to see the train episode again, just because I feel like there's something I missed there.
Did that?
I feel like I missed some things in that episode simply because I was bored out of my mind.
Did that episode feel like a train heist to you, or like a mock train heist almost? Like they were trying to implement like elements of a Western train heist into the story?
It seemed like it. Wait a minute. Whoa, wait, hold on. Off subject.
What's that?
What? Please do one on the meeting. Savage, let us know what you mean, because now I'm super curious.
Yeah, what is that?
Well, I think it's one of the theories that he wants us to discuss.
Tinfoil hats.
Tinfoil hats. That's what we're calling it, right? Tinfoil hats.
I love it.
I think it's a great name. Emery, you're coming, right? You're coming on for the
Yeah.
crazy thing?
I'm putting that in my digital notes right now. Tinfoil hats podcasts.
Soto Medan is a savory stew made with various meats. No, that's not it. Okay. The SS Orang Medan was a supposed ghost ship, which, according to various sources, became a shipwreck in Dutch East Indies. Oh,
Sounds interesting.
Oh.
okay. That's
Oh wait, it says
yeah.
the orang meeting. I'll send you a vid. Okay, shoot. I'll be checking my DMs later. I wonder what other things they're gonna explain, like the same, like the way they did the whole DB Cooper thing.
Right. They're gonna try to.
I wonder if they're gonna do more things like that.
I hope
Magneto
so.
with the magic bullet. Magneto with the magic bullet for JFK's
Yes.
assassination.
Ooh.
And it's like you were also saying, they're gonna try to retcon a lot of stuff. So in one of these what if episodes, they might just make it's where all the Stan Lee cameos were Chris Evans' old man Cap instead. Just to make that theory tie together.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Because it would have been cool if Stan Lee had showed up as old man Steve.
Yeah.
That would have been.
That would have been.
Does anybody
Dude,
else?
the whole movie theater would have cried if that had happened.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody was already bawling between
Everything else
Black Widow
happened.
dying.
Dude, after the man said "I love you 3000" and then his hologram just disappeared, I was weeping.
Yeah, I was done.
Yeah, between Tony and Natasha dying in one movie, it's too much.
And then Cap finally getting his happy ending.
And Cap getting his happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool. But I think for some strange reason, something is telling me that we may have to pay very close attention to What If.
I agree. I am some of those
Because I feel like What If isn't even going to be a what if type thing. It's going to be more of this is what happened to all the variants.
Exactly. This is what's happening here.
And then after What If, those variants might show up in the MCU.
Well, we're getting a zombie world. We're getting zombie apocalypse. I wonder if we're going to get the Hulk variant from that timeline appearing in the MCU.
It'll be also cool to get like the different Hulks, like the Red Hulk, the Gray Hulk, all those guys.
We're getting She-Hulk.
We are.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Red Hulk is going to be in She-Hulk, from what I understand.
So I don't think they're ever going to do a Planet Hulk, by the way.
I don't think so.
Unless they can get the rights from Universal, it's not going to happen.
I feel like that would be really hard to pull off.
Even if they do, you have to modify that story so hard, or else you just end the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That is true. Because Korg and Meek were
it.
also in that, and
yeah. But I think if it were a few years ago, it would work. I feel like now, with all the multiverse stuff happening, it'll be slightly more complicated, and it'll feel less urgent too. It'll feel less urgent.
It'll be a lot less cool because now we know that the Infinity Stones mean nothing. We know that the timeline is meh.
I'll say this though, because even though we can't get a Planet Hulk, if we were to get a World War Hulk, that would be a different story.
That is a very different story. And now we don't have Tony Stark to put together the Stark tech to stop World War Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Also, without Tony Stark, where does that leave the Illuminati that got rid of Hulk in the first place? Because with that, we had Doctor Strange, Reed Richards.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. You had Black Bolt.
Black Adam.
You had
Black Bolt. Sorry.
It was Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, Professor X,
and Tony,
Iron Man, and there was I feel like there was somebody else. Hold on.
Was it Magneto?
No.
Which, side note, since we're talking about Magneto, that's got to be one of the darkest at least Earth-based stories for an origin character.
Absolutely. Magneto's origin story is tragic.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Is.
Like,
Doctor Strange.
The worst part is when you're a kid, you can barely like first time I saw it, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, was he in prison or something? What's going on here?
No.
Now I watched it again. I was like, yo, this man is a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
He was in Auschwitz. Like they put him in Auschwitz.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder he's so pissed off. You would be too.
So the Illuminati members include Tony Stark, Professor X, Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, Mr. Fantastic, and Namor the Submariner.
And Robbie Whittaker. I mean, what?
What?
That's how he knows everything. Part of the Illuminati.
Robbie's one of the timekeepers.
Oh.
That's why he's so casual. He's just like, yeah, I don't have a care in the world because I know everything.
And that's why I throw these crazy theories out, so you guys don't it's just to throw you off my trail.
Oh.
Okay.
Basically,
Look at what he's been hiding from you all this time, Emery.
I feel betrayed.
I mean, that's how you do it, right? Basically, tell 10 truths. Tell one truth and 10 lies. The one turns out to be true. He's like, oh, it just happened to be true.
It just so happened. I did tell you guys, but you just thought I was joking. So yeah, that's funny. Well, do you guys have any closing statements regarding
I'm so sad Loki's
and Marvel
over.
and beyond? I
am sad Loki's over.
A little longer.
I'm upset there's not going to be a second season till probably 2024.
Yeah.
Phase 5.
I guess we'll see. What Kevin Feige has up his sleeve.
And as always, my final statement is Hail Feige.
Hail Feige. Hail Feige.
We'll see you guys next time in the tinfoil.
Yes. When what if drops, best believe you will see our faces again. But until then, you guys enjoy yourselves and have a lovely, lovely evening. I'm trying to close it.